What's up, everybody? Carolina Jackpot time. Checking in. It is Wednesday afternoon, May the 2nd. College football just creeping ever closer. This is a rebuttal video of sorts, if not so much rebuttal, just an informational video, just something I'm throwing out there. This is a response to a video that I saw posted up today by a Georgia fan that has a YouTube channel, a young man named Couch Coach. Okay, and Couch Coach is talking about South Carolina fans having false hopes of winning the SEC East and blase. It's just more of the same old bullcrap from the Georgia fans. You know what? I get it. Last year, you really surprised me. You surprised a lot of people. I mean, I did think that you guys would have a good season last year. I did. I didn't think that you would go as far as you did. I didn't think certainly that you would make the playoffs. I felt certain that you would stumble somewhere along the way. Well, which you did stumble up against Auburn, but you rebounded from that and made that game what it really was, a meaningless regular season game against a team from another division. You won your division. You went to the SEC championship and you won that. So congratulations. Now, he's on here flapping his jaws and talking about, well, he's not that great of a trash talker, and he's not that great at bashing South Carolina, as much so as one Uncle Lulu. Uncle Lulu is the queen of trashing South Carolina. I'll have to give it to him. Then he also mentions Pigskin Pete. No offense, but, offense take. Well, here's some offense for you. That guy's nothing but just a tater tool bag. He's annoying as hell, gets on my nerves, and he is nowhere on the level of any of these other folks. So Pigskin Pete can go be flushed down the commode as far as I'm concerned, and take his tater shades with him. This is what I want to talk about that real quick. You guys, you're sitting here talking that the South Carolina fan bases and that we're saying we're going to win the SEC East this year. Okay, I've only heard a handful of people say that, and quite frankly, they're idiots. Okay, UGA is still the team to beat in the SEC East. I mean, it's just factual. Do I think UGA is going to be as good as they were last year? No, I don't. I think they're going to take a step back. You can't sit there and tell me that losing Nick Chubb, losing Sonny Michel, especially losing Roquan Smith off that defense, is going to Lorenzo Carter, that you're just going to fill all those holes. I know you recruited the number one class in the nation. We get that. We understand that. But look at the running backs you got right now. Elijah Holyfield, this DeAndre Swift character, whoever else, Brian Harrion, they can't jump in there. They're not going to take over the shoes of Nick Chubb and Sonny Michel. I mean, it's just not going to happen. You do have Zamir White. I've seen that guy's high school tape. He is a freaking beast. Now, I know he got hurt senior year in high school. I don't know how effective he's going to be for you guys this year. I would think that they're probably going to redshirt him. I don't know if he'll even be a factor this year, quite honestly. I mean, that's what I would do when you got a stable of running backs like you guys got, because, I mean, you just got studs from one end to the other to hear y'all talking. But anyway, you're still the team to beat, in my opinion. Your quarterback play is probably the best in the SEC East. I don't like to say it, but Jake Fromm, true sophomore, man, he came in there last year, made a hell of an impact, and nobody expected him to do what he did. Nobody. I don't know if anybody even expected the guy to play last year. But he played, almost every down, and he was phenomenal. Did a great job. And now they got Justin Fields in there, going to be pushing him. So you guys have nowhere to go but up. I don't think South Carolina's going to win the SEC East this year. I've made prediction videos about it already, and unless something drastic happens over the summer to sway me, I don't think that's going to change. That game in Columbia, week 2, will be a big game for us. It will be a huge game. I think we're going to come out. I think we're going to play well. We've got to get this thing behind us. It seemed to happen. It really happened bad last year. The primetime games, the night games against competition Kentucky game, I mean, you want to laugh at it and say, oh, Kentucky, we're playing Kentucky in prime time. You must be a crappy program, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was a big game. We lost 3 games in a row to them. It was our first night game. It was our first home game, and we crapped the bed. Plain and simple. We crapped the bed. That was a terrible performance. That should have never happened. Guarantee you go back, they'd have it to do again. South Carolina won that game. Whether they lost Deebo Samuel to injury or not, let's just face it, they lost him like in the middle of the third quarter. All the Carolina fans that want to sit there and say, well, that's why we lost that game, they obviously don't know anything about college football. The momentum the entire time that game was being played was with Kentucky, other than the opening kickoff. The Deebo Samuel injury had very little to do with it. It was just another dagger in the heart, if you want to call it that, but that had nothing to do with that loss. And then you go back later on down the season, well, the end of the season, the game against Clemson. You can say what you want to. You stupid taters can say what you want to. You can run your mouth all you want to. You can deeble-dobble this and deeble-dobble that. Yeah, they were better than us. I mean, obviously they were. They were more talented. They were deeper. They had a better team. They were faster and stronger. Okay, but they were not that much better than South Carolina last year. They weren't. I mean, the product on the field showed it. For God's sake, they lost to Syracuse. They lost to Dino Babers. They lost to a basketball school more famous for its bespectacled head coach and a former player named Ronnie Cycli. I mean, it was just, you can't go that way. What the heck? God almighty. What are we doing here? I don't want to go that way. Anyway, they're paving the road over here that I live on, and they've just got stuff all jacked up. It's going to take me 2 hours to take a 15-minute trip. Anyway, any South Carolina fan that's out here that's predicting that we're going to win the SEC East, that's pie in the sky, man. That's pie in the sky, and I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we quite have the athletes to make it happen yet. I just don't think we quite have the athletes to make it happen yet. But on the flip side, if we are going to make it happen, I think we need to make it happen this year, because beating Georgia in the future looks like it's going to be a really tall order, even taller than it is right now. If you'll see what I'm saying right here, I'm kind of dissing on Georgia a little bit, but I'm giving them a lot of props as well, because their program is headed in the right direction. They got it fixed pretty quick there under Kirby Smart. He got it fixed pretty quickly. Had one, 8-5 his first year there, lost to Vanderbilt. You lost to Georgia Tech? That's laughable. But, on the flip side, we've lost to the Citadel before, so I can't laugh too much. I want to say this, and also these people are sit here and run their mouth. Oh, well, you better watch out while Tennessee's down, while Florida's down. Okay, Florida, I'll give you. Dan Mullen is a proven head coach, and he's going into a situation. He has more talent there than what Jeremy Pruitt has at Tennessee by a long shot. I think Dan Mullen will get that place straightened back up. It's not going to be next year. I don't think that next year they're going to do anything impressive. I think they'll make a bowl, but that's about it. I don't see them winning over 8 games. But after that, watch out. Mullen's a good coach. He really is. He's always done, how do you say it? He's done more with less. He's done more with less at Mississippi State for a lot of years. He transformed some guys like Nick Fitzgerald and Dak Prescott, nobody really even heard of, into some really good athletes and really good quarterbacks in his own system. Hope Nick Fitzgerald gets straightened back up from that injury he had at the end of the game, Mississippi game last year. He's a hell of a quarterback. But Mullen is definitely heads and shoulders above Jeremy Pruitt. What was he, the 57th choice as head coach for University of Tennessee? Come on, let's just face it. This guy's he runs his mouth too much about things that are not. He's redneck. He has no clout. He has no couth. And I can guarantee you they'll be ready to run this guy out of town in a couple of years. They are not. You better watch out while Tennessee's down. What do you see that makes you think Tennessee is going up? I mean, truth be told, I don't know that this guy's going to be any better than Butch Jones. at least Butch had some head coaching experience, and he had tasted a little bit of success. Things just kind of went south on him there. Had some players get a little bit unruly in the locker room, had a little bit of unrest, and I don't think Butch knew how to handle it, and he quickly lost control, quickly. And from, in a season and a half, he went from the penthouse to the outhouse there in Knoxville. But Kentucky is a team that South Carolina should beat this year. We should end that streak. If we give them one for the thumb, man, you're going to see the biggest hate video you've ever seen in your life if we let them beat us again. Vanderbilt, not very good. They've lost some talent. Not that they had a whole lot to begin with. I don't see them winning an SEC game, to be honest with you, and that's just real. Missouri is probably going to be about the same. Heck of an offense, no defense. Tennessee, beatable. Florida's not a team that I'm going to chalk up as a win for us. That's in Gainesville. You could say it's a toss-up right now. I'd say that's kind of probably in Florida's favor because we haven't traditionally played that well in the Swamp. We did win there in Coach Boone's last year in Florida before he left the program, before he left Florida. Let's just face it. Let's be real. He got fired. You ever have that before? People be talking about talking to friends or something that lost their job somewhere that got let go. They'll be like, "Oh yeah. I worked down at Wellman Plastics, but yeah, I left there." No, you didn't. You got fired. He got fired. But he's rebounded. He's redeemed himself now. A lot of people get fired, and a lot of people become success stories afterwards. So Florida, in my opinion, not a guaranteed victory. In fact, it's not guaranteed as anything at all. Could very well be a loss, and may very well be. We lose 2 SEC East games. We're not winning the East. That's just how it is. So, Couch Coach, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Not all Carolina fans are idiots. A lot of us do look at things through a glass half full, glass half empty type of perspective. We all don't wear garnet shades when we're analyzing things, and I do realize our history, and I do realize that we have a penchant for losing to teams that we shouldn't lose to, and every once in a while beating teams that we shouldn't. 2014, Georgia, for instance, at home. And look at our final record for that season. Look at theirs. We shouldn't have won that game. They were heads and shoulders better than us, but we beat them. Then in 2013, we turned around back there when we was undefeated and lost to Tennessee on the road and won 1 game. So you never know what's going to happen, but I do try to keep it in perspective. But I am a passionate Gamecock fan, and I will jump on our bandwagon a little bit sometimes. But I know wouldn't have enough sense to kind of get off the bandwagon and then just kind of walk beside it, if you know what I'm saying. All right, guys, that's about all I got to say for today. Can't wait for some college football. Only got about 4 months left. Is it 4 months? May, June, July, August? Yep, 4 months left. And then we'll be teeing it up and kicking it off against Coastal Carolina, September the 1st, 2nd, whatever it is. All right, guys. Can't wait to see y'all later. Making some more videos this summer. Go Cox and go Coach Boone.